What is up? It's your boy Mike Tag here, back in the Cowboys cave, you could say, the mini cave, fresh from vacation. Did our live show last night, so just wanted to again thank you guys for all the support. It's been a lot of fun. I miss the football season though. That's the only problem. I'm not a big off season guy. I want to see the games every Sunday, plan out my week, and have a good time. But the off season is obviously a chance to reflect, see how we can improve, see what the Cowboys are going to do. And it always kind of brings me to the free agency, going all in. I mean, we talked about that last night, going all in. What does that mean? To me, I'm not a big get some overpriced guys at the back end of the career, give them big contracts and that haven't really, earned it, but you're buying that name and you're hoping that gets you over the top. I'd love to see the Cowboys make some strategic moves, get that defensive line, defensive tackle spot. You saw Payne got tagged, so that was a pipe dream. It was a prayer that it may happen, but that's probably not going to happen. But get strategic, and it's something you could say maybe with pains me to say it, but maybe with the Eagles, what they did, getting in a couple veterans later in the year to help shore up that run defense. I mean, that was, again, a strategic move. You could say, is that all in or is it not? But, I mean, those are the kind of things that I'd love to see the Cowboys make, those types of moves in the offseason. Bring in some guys, what I've always said, with some championship experience. I think that's one of the things that maybe they're lacking a little bit, is in that locker room. Those guys have been there, done that, know how to get it done. So it's going to be interesting. I'm curious your guys' thoughts. What do you think? What do you want to see the big moves, so to speak, in free agency the Cowboys make? Obviously, OBJ is a name that comes up. And again, he would be one that falls in the line of, coming off an injury. Are you going to give him a big contract, or are you going to get some value in the contract, kind of like a prove-it deal? So see how that works out. We've got some guys in-house. I would love to see them go ahead and get some of those guys taken care of, get Diggs taken care of, get CD taken care of, sure that lock those guys in, because you see the number just gets higher the more you wait. Now you're looking at Daniel Jones wants $45+ million. That contract ain't looking so bad. But hopefully the Cowboys will make those kind of moves in the offseason, because they're in the hunt. I mean, I know some people are like, oh, there's a window. The Cowboys are still a young team. They've drafted really well, so they've got a lot of young, talented guys on this team, a lot of them on rookie deals. They just need to shore up a few holes. I think, McCarthy, taking the reins of the offense, getting into that's going to be interesting. Because if the one thing you see, it doesn't really take all the big name guys. It takes guys that buy into the system. I mean, look at Kansas City. They got, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league, hands down. But they lost some receivers. They lost some guys. And they just they filled them with, value free agents. Obviously, you got Kelsey, so of course you got your superstar tight end, but at wide receiver, they really didn't have much as far as superstar number one type receivers. They get a 7th-round running back that made a difference in their run game. Obviously, had a great game in the Super Bowl. That's the kind of thing that you're seeing. That you get in these teams that buy into the system. I think the Cowboys' offensive system, they got to get the guys that fit their system, their scheme of what they want to do, and hopefully, they make the right moves. Now the draft is coming up. I've admitted it. I'm not a draft expert. There's great draft content. I'll give a shout out to CFO Sports. He does, great film and shows on specific guys. The one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to start panicking when they draft someone. We saw it last year with Tyler Smith. We saw it, a couple years ago with Micah Parsons, where, a lot of people forget Micah Parsons, that pick. Jump on Twitter or YouTube, and you see all these people all pissed off that they drafted, Micah Parsons. So, let the draft play itself out. Don't get worked. Don't get overly worked up when the draft happens. Hopefully, again, what you want to see is, are they filling in the needs that we have? Wide receiver Stephen Jones, came out. Now he's, kind of backpedaling a little bit, saying, maybe they made a mistake with Cooper. They didn't fill that spot, that void with trading him. We all knew, if you didn't get a replacement. I mean, a lot of people weren't upset with the move, but they wanted to see what you're going to get moving that contract and moving him to another team. and they didn't do anything really until later in the year when they got T.Y. Hilton. But that was probably too little, too late. So it's gonna be interesting to see the draft. We've got some good draft. We're gonna bring in some draft experts because your boy's not the expert, but we got our live shows on Monday and Thursday. Thursday is gonna be a good one. Make sure you check it out. We're talking about Craig Morton. A lot of you guys probably don't know who he is, but he was the quarterback of the Cowboys in the '60s into the '70s. There was the Roger Staubach, Craig Morton, and you want to call it controversy, but Tom Landry would play one play and one the other, and it just divided the locker room. And Larry Cole, who I interviewed, and you can check that out on YouTube as well, he talked a lot about it, how half the team wanted Morton, half the team wanted Staubach. And when you didn't have that one leader, it just didn't work for the team. So they went in and told Tom Landry, he's like, you got to do something. So they went with Staubach. The rest is history. But Craig Morton had a nice career, with the Cowboys. Was in the Super Bowl that they lost. Unfortunately, the Colts in Super Bowl V was with the team in the next year when they won it. They traded him to the Giants, and then he went on to the Broncos, and then goes to face the Cowboys' doomsday defense, his old teammates in Super Bowl 12. So it's going to be a lot of fun stories, a lot of great conversations. So a lot of you guys that, I wasn't from that era, but I love the history of it. It's just a great opportunity to hear the players in the past that paved the way to what the NFL is today. So make sure you check that out. That will be live on Thursday. If you catch this after Thursday, you can go back and watch it. But the other thing that I saw that was interesting is the NFL. They're talking about doing a replay on roughing the passer. I mean, how about we just call it right from the beginning? It's most of those calls that they made were egregious roughing the passers that really weren't. Let's not slow the game down. This is football. Let's be a little bit smart about it. We all know what a roughing the passer late hit is and what isn't. If the referees can't see that on the field, then maybe we need to get some new referees. But I'm all for getting it right, but I think get it right the first time on those types of calls, and we don't need to slow the game down. The other thing is with the XFL, they've done, and I don't know if you guys watched any of the games. I've been picking up a few of them. They're pretty exciting. It's actually hadn't been bad football. It's not the NFL for me or college, but it allows the time to pass and get things going until we get our season going. But they have that onside kick rule, which they do an onside kick, you can go for four. Basically you got to get a 15-yard completion. So let's just say a 4th and 15. If you don't convert it, team gets the ball. If you do convert it, it's your ball and you go down the field. So it's created some excitement. One of the other things they did was a 3-point conversion. Now, the only thing I'm not too crazy about, the 4th and 15 doesn't bother me as much, but when you start getting into these 3-point, 2-point conversions, you can really change the game in a hurry. And if you got a team that's dominating for 55 minutes and all of a sudden this team scores 3-point conversion, get the 4th and 15. I mean, you could turn it around. And maybe that's good. It's entertaining. But if I'm a fan of the other team, I'm going to be all pissed off. We dominated the whole game and lose in the last 5 minutes. But, for fans, I guess it's exciting. So I don't know if that'll be in the NFL, but the 4th and 15 might be something to consider. I don't know what the percentages are. If you guys know, let me know. But it's going to be interesting. So I just wanted to jump in, talk a little bit about free agency, get your thoughts. Who you guys eyeing in free agency? We don't want pipe dreams. We want to, who do you think can make a difference? To me, the game's won in the trenches, and I'd love to see the Cowboys just continue to get stronger in the trenches on that defensive line and offensive line. I think they could build some skill. Wide receivers so deep in the draft, running back so deep in the draft. You can get some of those skill guys in the draft. And then obviously cornerback. Cornerback would be one for me. And I know Ramsey's name's out there. If you can, he's young enough. So I'm not going to say he's a guy past his prime. He's young enough to where, you get a guy like that, pair him up with Diggs and Bland. I mean, you got a pretty damn good trio. And if you get the pass rush that we were getting earlier in the year, not so much late, and you get Sam Williams in there another year stronger. Hopefully he can make it, even elevate. You got a pretty formidable defense, and as you can see, the Cowboys are kind of they're shifting back to that defensive mentality the last year under Quinn, or last really couple years under Quinn, and moving forward. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm excited. I hate the offseason. Like I told you, I want to get this season going. I want to get this hype going. I've been doing the cameos, but I need to be able to do some hype videos and get this, get back to AT and hang with Cowboys Nation. So make sure you guys hit that like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I can't believe we're surpassing 1,300 subscribers on YouTube. We're just at 200, not even a year ago, 9 months ago, whatever it was. So it's all the support to you guys. I want to keep bringing some good content. Really just have fun. I love the live shows. I'd love to see you guys on the live shows just so we can interact a little bit, talk some football. I've been trying to take calls, maybe get some calls, get you guys going old school style because we're going to get it going, and I appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Comment, like, subscribe, share, spread the news. Me and Kelly K9 will be live on Thursday night again with Craig Morton, Dallas Cowboy great. We also have some other interviews planned. Barry Switzer's coming up. We've got a few other guys. I don't want to spoil any surprises, but we've got some guys from the 90s, 3 Super Bowl champion team going to be possibly coming into the cave too. So make sure you guys check it out. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day, great afternoon, great evening, whenever you're watching it, and I'll talk to you soon.